Hey, good morning, guys. Welcome to Market Mondays. Hopefully, you guys had a great weekend. I had a pretty cool weekend that I'll tell you guys in just a little bit. I'm going to give you guys a quick update on everything that's happened last week and some big news that's going to happen this week that could really send rates flying in either direction, to be honest. But before I get right into it, I'm going to do a quick dad joke. Dad joke today is, let me think about what it is, what it was. Okay, I just created a playlist for my hiking or when I go hiking, and it has the music from Peanut, the Cranberries, and Eminem. I call it Trail Mix. Get it? Trail Mix? Pew, pew, pew. All right, so getting right into it. What I got to work on this last week, actually on Saturday, was that I flew into Sacramento, and what happened was I was asked to do some content, videos and stuff like that, to help out a build out of an app. Naturally, you guys already know what I probably just did content on, mostly just the VA home loan stuff. But what this content is going on is an app that really helps consolidate all the benefits that veterans get, because we don't really have anything that really explains all of our benefits and what benefits apply to us, specifically when it comes to state to state to state. I had a buddy that reached out to me months ago about helping him build out content for this app. And what he's doing is that he's working with the VA, Department of Veteran Affairs, and using their login system and allowing this app to look through your military data, and then from that military data, it will tell you what benefits you're eligible for when it comes to compensation, VA disability benefits, education benefits. We have talked about how it would work with the VA home loan benefit, but that'll be really tough to do just because it's not directly in, it's kind of in the VA system, but not really. But he's building all this information about the education benefit, the VA disability, state benefits, stuff like that. And then he asked me to talk about the VA home loan stuff naturally. So that got to do like 4 hours of content, but be on the lookout for this app because it launches November 11th on Veterans Day, and it's called the Redeem app, Redeem. EEM. This is a really cool app. It's a small subscription of like $4, $4 a month, but you get all this content, all this information on how to navigate your benefits, like step-by-step process, even down to like types of business, veteran business loans that are out there from specific banks and things like that. So it's a pretty cool app, and it's really exciting, and just such an honor to be part of this project that I'm really excited about. So I'll be going to the launch party at the beginning of November, but I'm really excited about it. That's if you guys were following me on social media, that was the 4 hour video shoot that I had to do, or get to do, I should say. But let's get right into the whole what's happening with mortgage rates last week and this week. So last week wasn't a whole lot of news except for the last inflation report for the month of September. So what came out was the PCE inflation report. That PCE inflation report, not a whole lot of news. And really the whole week wasn't a whole lot of news either. There just wasn't enough information or data to keep. So rates did tick up a little bit higher from its low point from the previous maybe couple weeks, really since September, beginning of September. But the reason why the beginning of September was such a sharp down lower is what we're expecting this week is what's called the jobs reports week, starting tomorrow. Now, there's a bit of a disclaimer on this. So even though the jobs opening report comes out tomorrow, the government shutdown discussion happens on Wednesday. So depending on how that goes, it could actually push out when we get the unemployment rate report because all the employees of the BLS are government employees. Depending on how that goes Wednesday, we may get the unemployment rate on Friday. We may not, based on how everything goes on Wednesday. So this week of job stuff might actually kind of be stretched out, but we will get jobs opening report on tomorrow. Now, here's a really interesting thing to think about with the jobs opening report. Jobs opening report is just as it sounds. It reports all the job openings that are available right now for job openings. Another feature that something needs to be considered is that if the job is posted in multiple, if a single job, if a single position is posted in multiple states, let's say it's posted in 4 states, that counts as 4 job openings. So there's 4 job openings. So technically, because there's job postings for those 4 states, there's 4 job postings, which suggests the job openings data is actually a lot lower than we might think or what's being reported because of that. So It's a very interesting thing to consider is that, our jobs report data might actually be 2 to 3 times at least lower than what's actually being reported. And if that's the case, that really shows a major weakness in the jobs opening department. So that's something to consider. Government shutdown Wednesday. We don't know how that's going to go. They still have to discuss it. We have to figure out what's going on before they decide if we're going to have the rest of the jobs report on Thursday and Friday. So right now, there's no information as what the unemployment rate is going to be, but right now it is expected to be at least the same, if not better. Last time I did talk about the unemployment rate being rounded to, the nearest tenth, right? 4.2, 4.3. So even though it may stay the same, let's say it's at 4.3 still, there's a very strong chance if you push up the decimals, is actually much higher. So 4.25 is going to report the same as 4.34, even though that's a zero point 0.9 change in 0.09 change in the unemployment rate, almost 1%, that still counts as 4.3. So that's something to consider when we're looking at the unemployment rate. So we really want to make sure we go out to the next decimal to see if actually went up or down, based on how they round it up. So that's going to be something that we're going to be looking forward to this week. But I've right now my strategy is when it comes to locking clients is surrounded around the unemployment rate that comes out first Friday of every month. So that's what I'm looking forward to. I'm hoping that when we do get it, I get to update a few clients with their refinances, as well as lock some clients who are looking to close on their house in the next 2 months. So that's kind of what I'm looking forward to. Want to make sure I hit all my points here. Oh, last thing to note is GDP. GDP has gone up, but GDP just means how, if people are buying stuff off the shelves. The really important thing about GDP right now is that they 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 reported that it's gone up. However, the reason why it's gone up is because they are suggesting that people are stocking as much, stuff as they can. They're buying as much stuff as they can before the tariffs come into place. So that's another thing why GDP might be up is because of that. Otherwise, if the tariff wasn't in place, it may not have gone up or may have just stayed the same from the previous month. So right now, tariffs are causing a lot of volatility in all different directions and without really knowing what it's going to do to the markets. So we think it's going to do this, going to do that, but sometimes it does both. So tariffs are going to be still a big talk right now. It's still with the chat with China right now. But otherwise, that's about all I got for you guys today. Hopefully, you guys have a great week. If you guys don't know, I'm actually in California this week because of a family emergency. But otherwise, if you guys have any questions, let me know. I'll be here. Nuke out.